All right, welcome you all to the amazing show, Become a Superhero, right? And today we have an amazing guest here with us. So Dina Lobo, coming all the way from Canada, right? So hello, Dina. So how are you doing?
Hi, Jason. Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be your guest. Thank you.
Yes,
I'm doing well.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dina. So before we go ahead, I would like to introduce Dina to all of you. So who is she? What is she doing? And why is she our guest of honor today, right? So Dina Lobo is an expert in Love and Authenticity Practitioner. She is a women's transformational coach and a certified trauma support specialist. So she helps empower individuals to overcome mental and emotional roadblocks that are preventing them from living the life they truly desire. She's a repeated guest on Global News segment and has been featured in Authority magazine, the Dr. Connect TV show, Self-Love Revolution Summit, and several other virtual summits and podcasts. She's currently the founder of Transformational Spark Coaching, a business that guides clients in decoding and addressing the root cause of their affliction at a very subconscious level and creating breakthrough experiences which elevate consciousness awareness. This allows her clients to find peace in their soul and freely pursue their life's goals. So very, very happy to have you back again here, Dina, on this show. And let's get started. Let's get to know more about you and what you do and how your journey has been inspiring and impacting a lot more people, right? So the first thing that I would like to know from you is, what incident or what situation in your journey actually made you take that decision to coach women, to help women out and to solve their problems that they are going through?
Yes, thank you, Jason. That's a very powerful question. So for myself, it was something that I haven't processed fully as a child because I guess, being brought up in India, it's a very punitive environment. It's very competitive. So you've been always told what to do. So you really are not ready even before you know what you love to do and you want to pursue that. It's like, oh, your parents or your family members or your teacher is already pointing a direction to you to choose, or it is more so cultural that, oh, your cousins have been engineers, so you have to follow something, And for myself, I was the captain of volleyball team. So I did have leadership skills from, even as even in my primary schooling days. So the thing that actually, the skills that I've carried on even as an adult, when I look back and connect those beautiful dots, they all make sense right now in my life. So what was happening, as a child it was very traumatizing. And I believe, your audience are more so teenagers as well as young adults and who's possibly going through this kind of trauma every single day, that you have to prove everybody that you're good at everything. And that follows people pleasing, that follows procrastination, that follows overwhelming. And what happens is you really are dissociating from who you are as a person, who wants to be in that heart space, who really wants to do what they are so passionate about. Let it be art, let it be, sports, or let it be something that you're truly passionate about, right? So that creative side is always kind of pushed down, and it is more so like you have to be the logic thinking person all the time, and that is being told that all the time that you can't have a career being a musician, you can't have a career being an artist, you can't have a career being a sports person. And that was in back of my head as a belief all the time. And then you have to work really hard, your academics comes first, and so I was carrying that for the longest time. And aside from that, even as a teenager, in India, we're not able to, yes, our parents are very loving and caring, but at the same time, we do have incidents when you are establishing a relationship, let it be like, a boyfriend, girlfriend for that matter, or something, you want to do something that you're loving to do, because as teenagers or as young adults, what really happens is you try and figure out who do you match with, like, what are your social skill sets, and you have now a group of friends. So all of that, it is not always possible to emotionally connect to your parents and to really tell them that, hey, This is where I feel loved. This is where I feel cared for. This is where I feel supported. And I myself also battle that emotionally where, you know what, you're not able to fully tell how you feel, and so my emotions were also, kind of shut down all the time. And so that was one of the things that I was also carrying as an adult. And what I realized was, if you believe that you're not deserving, it could be relationships, it could be a job, it could be a career, and this big elephant that is the fear that is always overtaking you, right? Then it is quite challenging. So what I would love, to talk about today to your audience, to your friends, and of course, the audience is, you get to create the reality every single day. So follow your hearts, follow your passion. What do you really love to do? So let me tell you a little bit about my story and how I got connected to my purpose work, right? So from very young days, I remember me and my siblings helped autoimmune disease, autoimmune children to be more creative, to help them learn painting, dancing, help them play and enjoy, because what was so painful to see was, these kids, despite of doing all of this, they did not have a lot of lifespan to enjoy. And it was not their mistake at all. And so I carried that in my life to know that I needed to impact people than just I realized that I could in, maybe in the finance world, being a financial manager at the bank. So when I look back at all of these little incidents, and then in Dubai, I lost one of my very best friends to brain tumor. And this was just in a matter of few months, who was so close to my heart, who even helped me pick up my dress for my engagement, and then one fine day she had seizure attacks, and that was it. So we don't know when our last day is, right? When you have to, our life is like a jigsaw puzzle, really. Every day you add on a new piece to that puzzle. So ask yourself today, how does your, puzzle look like? Is it colorful? Is it meaningful? Do you impact lives? Are you pursuing something that you're absolutely passionate about, right? Or you constantly have your parents' voices in your head and asking you what to do. Ask this powerful question to yourself, every single one. So when I look back and connect all these dots, I knew that being a financial manager, yes, I had a good pay, yes, I was impacting people with their finances, but I knew that was not rocking my boat, that I had to impact people in much deeper levels. And when I hit my rock bottom was when I was going through my own trauma and not processing this fully, I realized I do have dual identities of, showing my family, showing my friends that I am happy, but deep within, I was battling it. That emotional space was quite painful. That I was going away from who I was in people pleasing and putting everybody else's opinion first before mine. And it was to the point that I was attracting wrong relationships, and and then I had to ask myself, what I had to change in my life. Like, I couldn't become becoming a mom was very challenging for me, and I realized that I was carrying on this inflammation, which was leading to surgeries over surgeries over surgeries, that I was freaking out, and my narrative day after day after day was so negative. But when I paused, when I thought to myself, what if I gave it a positive spin? What if I started believing that I already have it, right? Everything changed in my life, right? So when you're constantly in the survivor mode, it is very hard for you to have this big picture. You're so focused on what is going to go wrong next, right? When am I going to fail in my next interview, for your audience, for example, right? What are my parents going to say? Are they going to doubt my abilities again? Is my teacher going to pinpoint fingers and say that you're not good enough again? So imagine the trauma the young adults go through, right? And for myself, I had to know now, Dina, it is time to transform myself. I had to heal my trauma. I had to really understand what are some of the things that I had to grieve in my childhood experience, right? In India, the cultural trauma that is you have to follow really like what is everybody else feel and put yourself at the very bottom, right? So today, I want to tell your audience, you get one shot and let it be the things that you want to do. Let it be the things that you want to impact with something that you're so passionate about. Embrace wherever you are. It's not about perfection. Do it messy. Start anyway. It's about confidence. It's about getting into that momentum. It's about doing it anyway with fears. Let it look messy. It is okay. But don't let anyone pinpoint fingers at you. You need to have that self-esteem and confidence that you start building from yourself. So what you need is a really good support system. Your friends, your peers, your family, your mentor, a coach like me who can hold you accountable, right? At the same time where you feel proud, where you can lift your chin up and say, yes, this is what I want to pursue because this is where my heart is. Yeah. And so when I transformed, when I started having a positive perspective in my life, Jason, everybody's, everything everything was falling in place for me. And what I realized was, this is how life needs to look like. It need not be a hard way where you're trying to every single day really get connected to your desires, right? So we have to take care of the programming because this is where everything lies, right? Your logic, your reasoning, your execution, your planning. And that is also where all of the negativity lies as well at the same time. So everybody, whoever is listening today, your physical appearance is very good, yes, but at the same time, your mental state, your emotional state really, really matters. So it's time to put that first.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dina, for that. I think for me, the major takeaway when you just shared that was, I think, number one, if you do not value yourself, no matter whatever else you do, will really not make sense to you. And the second thing, one more thing which I really love what you shared is, if you're not pursuing what you love, then for every day will feel like a force and a burden for you, rather than just following what people are telling you. And the third thing which you really importantly mentioned about was having that self-esteem in yourself that whatever you're doing, like taking a mentor support or taking somebody who you can hold accountable with will really help you grow forward, right? So I think these are very, very powerful points that you really shared. So thank you so much for that. So let's move on with the next thing which I wanted to ask you with is, what are some of the dreams and goals that you have set for yourself once you decided to take this step? Like how has your life changed, or what are you looking forward in life right now than what you were looking in before?
Yeah. So what I look forward in my life right now is, my plans to impact thousands and hundreds, and, already I'm impacting hundreds of lives. I want to take it to the next level. So for your audience, for example, right, it could be simple as pursuing their dream job. It could be simple as investing in themselves, buying their first car, and, planning to become an owner of their house or anything. It could be anything really, or writing their first book, or really telling their parents how do they feel. Maybe they're not even voiced out on how they want to feel. Where do they feel happy? What is their sweet spot where they feel comfortable? And constantly there is no criticism, So that is important. So what I would really like your audience to do today is to ask, what experience you want to, because you get to create realities every single day. So what experiences you want to have in your life, and make a plan, write down everything, and also ask a powerful question. Why do you believe you don't have it right now? And pay close attention. And that is when your beliefs come to play. So that is your subconscious mind, that is your programming. And then write down, where are you picking it up from? Is it your mom telling you something that you're not deserving of it? That, your friend is doing better than you. What are you doing? This is not leading you anywhere. You have to do something different. And there is constant criticism. And you're challenging your abilities. And you're shutting down. So ask yourself, what are the voices? What is your constant belief? And what growth seems like for you? What is the quality of life that you want to have? It's not always about money. It's about wherever you are, at your current reality, what is the quality of life? Do you express gratitude? Are you happy about every single thing? About your breath, the next breath that you're taking right now, that's your life source. Are Are you expressing gratitude about the wonderful family, siblings, about your friends, about the mentors that you have in your life? Are you so proud about who you were, a month ago, a year ago? Start expressing gratitude. And that is when you start expressing gratitude, you're telling universe, God, whatever you believe in, this is what I want more of, because this is my focus right now. Change your focus from what is. What is currently all your problems, right? This is your limitations. But let me tell you, it is time to see past that. Because what Jason can offer to the table, Dina cannot offer. What Dina brings into the table, Jason cannot replicate it. We all have unique experiences and we all have unique skill sets. It's time to own them. And it's time to shine your brilliance.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dina, for that. That was really, really powerful back again, where you shared that. So everybody's unique in their way, and what they can bring to the table could be really magical, and it's something that they didn't think that they could do. Right? So everybody has beautiful, unique skill sets, and that is something really, really powerful. And one more thing which you shared, which I really love and which I really follow, is being grateful for what you have been given, what you're having, and being grateful for everything that's happening in your life, from the breath to the success to the failures, everything that you're having, being grateful for that. So that's something which I took as one more takeaway back again. So wonderful. And what would you share as your 5 best practices or 5 best rituals that you follow every single day that are leading you to this success, to the path that you're going forward? What would that be?
Yes. So number 1 is expressing gratitude. That's on top of my list, because you're telling universe, God, that you are so grateful for everything that you have in your life. When you say that, the law of universe, like attracts like. You get more abundance, your finances fall in place, your relationships change, everything falls in place, right? So that is really, really important. Express gratitude wherever you are. Number 2, honor your feelings. Very important. Do not do something because you're trying to please someone else. Put your emotions first. If you don't want to pick up that call, if you don't want to do that interview, if you don't want to do something, honor your feelings, because that follows. If you do something other than what you really want to do, that follows resentment, grief, guilt, shame, and you don't want that. So honor how you feel, right? Speak up instead of shutting down. Sometimes you just have to do polar opposites, but in a loving way, that this is how I feel safe and protected. This is who I am. And number 3, I would say no comparisitis. Do not compare yourself with anybody. You cannot compare your chapter 1 to my chapter 20, because I have started somewhere too. I have hit my rock bottom somewhere too. I just have to compare myself with who I was yesterday, a week ago, and just be proud of myself where I've come. Everybody has unique experiences. Everybody is being brought up in a very different environment, and some people, great, would have had really good optimal environment, but some people unfortunately have not. They've had this whole, their household would have been dysfunctional, So what I'm saying is you can't compare yourself with anybody. So comparisitis leads to procrastination, overwhelming. Comparing yourself, will help you with having certain beliefs like, I'm not deserving of this, I'm not good enough, I'm not lovable, it needs to look like a certain way, it's not for me, it's only for them. You don't want any of those, right? And then analysis paralysis. So do not focus on your past. Put your energy on today, right now. Have a goal in mind for today, for this week, for this month, right? And do not so much focus on the future, because then you are again inviting fear. Yes, there is uncertainties, but today it's all about putting yourself in that momentum of taking a small, messy action and doing it anyway. Putting the fear in the passenger seat and you being the driver, and never take your foot off the pedal. Because when you do that, you are gaining a little momentum. And that little momentum is telling you, Jason, you did this, you walked on the other side. Now when you look back, you start feeling proud of yourself. And then you have a little bit of momentum to do something a little bit more scarier. And it just keeps going. It's a cycle. You see, it's confidence. That's how you build confidence. Start giving interviews. It's okay. Let it be messy. It's about you learning through them. Do not beat up yourself for not, achieving that spot. And then the final thing that I usually tell is love polarity. For every bad thing, there is every good thing in your life. So embrace those dark pieces in your life, right? Because those experiences have led to where you are today. So learn from those experiences. It could be you watching your parents fight. It could be you are having a constant battling from what you want to be to where you are today, right? So just know that every little pieces of your life that you've been through, embrace them, show some love, and see what are the lessons, what are the areas of your life that needs improvement. Because if you cannot see something, you cannot measure your progress. So you have to be very honest yourself and ask yourself, right? Which area? Is it relationship? Is it finances? Is it my emotional state? Is it my mental state? Is it my relational state to myself and others? Can you proudly walk to the mirror and look into your eyes and say that you love yourself? Do you have that kind of confidence in you, right? That needs to start from within you. Or are you constantly looking for that love and connection from the outside because you're not being able to get it from your intimate connection, being parents or your support system? Can you give that for yourself? Because love and connection is a very basic human need, along with growth and other things. But are you able to give that for yourself? So little things like this, start honoring how you feel, right? It is consistency is the key. The small steps, taking small little steps like this will help you massively. So these would be my top 5.
Fantastic, Dina. Back again with a lot more amazing secrets and values. And I think once again, getting a lot more takeaways. Like, I think one thing which you pointed out very important today, what most people go through as a challenge is wanting to have external validation from people that if you tell me I'm right, then I feel good about it. Yes. Right? So I think, but unless you don't feel that about yourself, that the things around you will not change. So I think that's something very powerful that you pointed out back again for people who are watching this to understand that it's not about externally getting validated, but you validating yourself that you're good enough and you can make things happen. I think that's very, very beautiful. And if you have to share something as probably as a mistake or something that people should avoid on this journey when they are growing forward or when they want to achieve the life that they want to, what would be that one thing that you think people should avoid on this journey?
If you think that you're never ready, you're never ready. Do it anyway. That has always been my motto. If you're waiting for the fancy stuff to come, unless you put in that effort, it's never gonna come. Luck is when opportunities meet your preparation. If you prepare and the opportunities show at the same time, you jump on those unicorns because they knock at your door once. And if you wait until you're ready, that day will never come. You get one shot. Do it messy, do it anyway. That's how we all grow.
Fantastic, and a very beautiful message once again about you sharing about how it's really, really important that, like, I really like that line what you shared. And I remember my mentor sharing me the exact same line that luck only happens when preparation, like that opportunity happens when it meets preparation. So if you're prepared, if you're doing it anyways, no matter what, how messy it might be, that like my mentor always shares. So progress is more important than perfection. Right. So that's something very powerful that even you mentioned out here. And in this time where after the crisis that we hit in lockdown, we had COVID for 2 years, a lot of people going through a lot more drama than ever before. What would be your message to people at this time? Like, what should they be working on the most? Should they, like today people are confused, should they work on their career? Should they work on their relationship? Should they work on themselves? What exactly would be your message to people, Dina, for youth specifically?
Yeah. I think priorities are very different to everybody depending on their situation and their experiences and what they want in life. But I would say being a mom during pandemic was very challenging for me. And that is when I hit my rock bottom too, and having all of the other things that I had to deal with. So grieving your loss is very important. For myself, what I thought was grieving your loss is only when you lose your loved ones. No. Grieving your loss because you couldn't get that job, because you don't have that help, because you lost that relationship, that partnership, that abundance. You have to grieve it every single time. And grieving is a beautiful process in your transformation, because now you're acknowledging that pain. You're not trying to rewind. It's not about that person, that event, that situation. That shouldn't drive your motivation, but it's about you and your future. If you're holding on to those dark pieces in your life, which is not giving any meaning, but only causing pain, it's time to let go. Yes, it is very difficult, but when you put in that efforts to forgive and let go, you start inviting exciting opportunities in your life. And it's all here for us. It's about time to open that curtain and to see beyond your roadblocks. And that means putting in your efforts. Yes, you can get mad and upset and angry. Write those names down. Whom do you have to forgive? And ironically, yesterday I was in one of the live interviews. I was talking about this. Ironically, put your name down. You have to forgive yourself for not trusting in your abilities, for not believing that this is possible, right? For letting the fears overtake you, from dissociating from who you are really, right? For beating up yourself, being harsh on yourself. Write your name down. Ironically, you have to forgive yourself too. Yes. And then ask yourself, why am I so upset with all of the situation, events, people? Write that down, right? And then say, I forgive you, and let go. Let go of that memory or that experience, that pain that has caused you. Because it's about new beginnings. Spring is here. Let's make it more colorful, meaningful, purposeful. And let's have that purposeful life, because we get one shot. So when you are in your deathbed, I want each one of you to be so proud and saying that, yes, I impacted not just my life, my kids, my partners, my loved ones, my siblings, my family, so many people around me, because I chose to lead by example. And that is what I want for each one of you. So when God, I love this thing, that analogy that my mentors taught me. You have two versions of you. And when God brings those two versions, Jason, this Jason who has bet on himself, who's invested in himself, who's faced the fears head on, who massively impacts people, who doesn't let the fears to overtake him. Despite of the fears, he does it anyway, right? He has pursued his dreams. And then there's this other Jason, right? God is bringing you, and you're seeing this version, right, where he's just trying to be in comfort zone, has pain, and doesn't want to work on himself, and doesn't want to pursue his dream, right? How would that feel? The best version of you and you in your current reality. That would be very painful. You don't want that. So try and be your best version every single day.
Fantastic. So what a beautiful message once again, where you shared about being the best version of yourself every single day, right? And that's something really, really beautiful. And I think before we just conclude upon this session and this podcast, I definitely want, I know for sure many women right now who are going to be watching this video, maybe right now, maybe in the future, they would definitely want to get connected with you. So if they have to get connected with you, where could they find you? Where could they get connected with you?
Yeah, so my LinkedIn handle is Dina Lobo, and my Instagram is Dina Lobo Lewis, Lewis. And I'll be more than happy to support each one of you. You can follow me. I do some motivational videos, and they have helped a lot of women. I'm sure that's going to help you. So thank you so much.
Fantastic, Dina. So I'll also be mentioning your handles in the comment section here and in the description below. So definitely people can connect with you. And I think one great thing that I really love right from the start till now was your energy. I really love. So when people come in that energy to serve people, you feel it, right? And that was something which I was sensing right from the very beginning till now. So that's been really, really amazing. Thank you so much once again, Dina, for being on the show. And we'll be looking forward to do some more amazing things in the future.
Yes, thank you so much. This was a great collaboration piece. Thank you.
Thank you so much.